actually have Derek from J6. So Derek's been really nice to have over the past 6 weeks, and I guess the most apt way to describe him is that he's quiet, fast, and efficient. Basically, he did like all of his intensive project, like the base part of it, really fast, and then he started working on his modifications. And basically, with that, he completed the equivalent of two intensive projects in combined into one into his AI-powered smart glasses. So everyone, give it up to Derek.
My name is Derek and I'm from Los Gatos High School. So the project I chose is the smart glasses. So basically what this is it uses object recognition to detect objects and then it tells the user what it is through audio. So I chose this because it could be helpful for blind people. So blind people can't, obviously they can't see and recognize objects that they're holding. So they most likely will need someone else to help them. But with the smart glasses, they can recognize objects on their own. So this works by attaching the camera module to the Raspberry Pi. And the camera lets the Raspberry Pi see. So it works by first sending the frames from the camera to the Raspberry Pi. Then it uses the MobileNet V2 model of object recognition to predict what it is seeing. And then it outputs a confidence score. So if it's over 60% confident, then it will tell the user what it's looking at. So here are the glasses. And if I point it at the keyboard, it will recognize it. And then,
that is a great spot.
and it recognizes the spacebar. And then
That is a great G20
it
volume.
also recognizes the computer cube. And
That
then
is a great G20 volume. That is a great mouse.
And so you can see it detects the object, and then it outputs it into the speaker. Normally there would be earbuds, but for demonstration purposes, I'm using a speaker. And for my modifications, I added an AI voice assistant. So, Bill,
I'm listening.
what's 1 plus 1? Bill.
1 plus 1 equals 2.
Yeah, okay, so it responds. Kind of slow, but it still works. So yeah, that was one of my modifications, and my other modification was implementing the ability to take pictures. So if I go here, take a picture.
Picture taken.
So it would save that picture into a folder that is on the Raspberry Pi. So I made the word Bill because one of the problems I had was that background noise would automatically activate the AI voice assistant and would stop the project. So by saying Bill, it would only pick up what I wanted it to hear. So my biggest challenge was getting the object recognition to work. So basically, I first followed the tutorial, but then that didn't work, and I also wanted to do a more advanced model, and because like this model could only detect one object at a time. So I wanted to detect multiple objects. So I decided to go on more tutorials, but none of them worked. So I finally decided to go back to my original one. And it still had an error, but I realized how to fix this error. And because it took such a long time to fix, it was like about 1 week, that's why it was such a big challenge. So I learned many things at Bootcamp, but the two biggest takeaways I had was soldering and learning how to use the Raspberry Pi. So for soldering, I made my own project, and I learned what a good joint looks like. And so I was really bad at soldering when I first started, but after lots of practice, I could determine like what was my main problem, which was a cold joint. I wasn't applying like the heat needed, so I applied more heat, and then now the correct joint would be a concave cone shape. I also learned how to use a Raspberry Pi. So before the camp, I didn't know what this was and how to use it at all. But now I could download GitHub repositories on it, and I could create my own project with using the terminal to control it. So my next step would be to build a case for this, because right now it's kind of scrambled, and my idea was like you could just put it in your pocket, but that'd be kind of messy. So building a case would make it easier to store. Also, for me personally, I want to write the scripts on my own, because the object recognition script was one I found online. So I want to make my own object recognition script to make it more accurate, and I want to make a better user interface. Thank you. Yeah.
So when you were showing the what the smart glasses could detect, it was mainly like computer parts. Have you trained the smart glasses on like other things beyond that, or?
Yeah, so basically I used the pre-trained model. So it was like various different things. Like I tested out water bottles, like soda bottles, and it could detect it as well. So it's not just the computer parts. It's like there's more things it could detect. Yeah.
So one of the biggest challenges you mentioned is the model, right? Like you want the advanced model,
Yeah.
but you need to go back to the basic model. Now, like, is it easy for you to upgrade the model to the more advanced model?
So currently I'm using the MobileNet V2 model, which is using TensorFlow Lite, but using like the YOLO or like the more heavy like resource models can like be take like too much resources on the Raspberry Pi and it might not run. So that's why I decided to choose the one I currently have. So it's easy to change the model, but like I like the model I'm using.